10 lies you still believe to be true. These are not the stories of frauds and imposters, nor are they lies told by skimmers and scammers. The following are 10 of the most biggest lies most people in the world still believe and were even taught to children in schools as facts. But before we start, we upload amazing top 10 videos every day, so make sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily content. A little exaggeration of historical events and facts here and there might not be a big deal, but for some reason, many events in history have been modified as time went by, to the point where even key figures and important events were abandoned, and a completely different story from the original takes place. These are also true for some scientific facts. A theory, a discovery, or anything that is pushed to the public as being true without enough scientific evidence has the power of becoming an undisputed fact in people's minds just because they were told it is science. These are things we are taught in schools from our early age, and as grown-ups, if we do not develop the confidence and the level of consciousness to be able to question some of the things we were told, we will for the rest of our lives believe these lies and sometimes rely on them to do our intellectual work and even apply them in our daily lives. This goes also for those mistakes that science later corrects, as new information and technology proves them wrong. But for most of us, the stuff we were thought to be absolute truth from our childhood will remain ingrained in our brain and will be very difficult to replace them with new facts. And whether these are historical facts, scientific discoveries, or arts and entertainment, fake stories can cause damage and become a source of conflict among people. And here are some of the big ones. Pyramids were built by slaves. We've all seen the paintings of countless men slaving away to build the last standing structures of the ancient world. To build the largest pyramid, laborers moved 6.5 million tons of stone with nothing but wood and rope. This in itself is enough for many to conclude that humans were not the ones who built these gigantic structures. Many believe that the pyramids are a clear sign that at some point in our history, aliens have come to visit Earth and that they are the ones responsible for these archaeological masterpieces. And whether this is true or not, everyone agrees that the pyramids are the most impressive and spectacular archaeological wonders, with the largest one standing at 139 meters. But as far as evidence goes, it is humans who built the pyramids, but it's not the slaves serving a merciless king as believed by many. And evidence dating back all the way to pharaonic times suggests that it was not slaves who built the pyramids, it was everyone in ancient Egypt. Studies show that back then, the society was organized in a feudal system in which everyone owed service to a lord. And because of this, archaeologists believe that almost everyone in ancient Egypt participated one way or another in building these timeless structures. The Trojan horse. First mentioned in the Odyssey, the story of the Trojan horse is how Greek soldiers were able to take the city of Troy after a fruitless 10-year siege by hiding in a giant wooden horse that was an offering to the goddess Athena. And is believed to be how the Greeks secretly entered the independent city of Troy and win the war. But historians believe another form of a siege, somewhat resembling to some extent a horse, was then transformed into a myth by later oral historians. Some even suggest that the gift might have been a ship with warriors hidden inside, and that the Greek authors might have described the soldiers' embarkation and brought the idea of a horse, as ships are called seahorses in the Odyssey. There is archaeological evidence showing that Troy was indeed burned down, but the story of the wooden horse seems to be an imaginative tale rather than fact. Space and the Great Wall of China. You've probably heard people saying that the Great Wall of China is the only human structure visible from space. Well, the fact is that there is no single human structure that is visible from space, and the only things that might catch your eyes are cities at night as they are lit with millions of streetlights. This space-based myth is believed by many, but astronauts have debunked this. And the reality is that it's impossible to see the Great Wall with the naked eye even from low Earth orbit. The Apollo astronauts have confirmed that you cannot see the wall from the moon, and that all you can see from the moon during the day is the white and blue marble of our planet and the sparkly cities during the night. Titanic sank due to an iceberg. Most of us know what we know about the Titanic from the award-winning movie, and this is also true for the circumstances surrounding its fate. And the iceberg, being the sole reason for the disaster that claimed the lives of over 1,000 people, is being challenged. And recent findings are showing that the iceberg alone did not cause the ship to sink. Evidence is showing there were issues with the Titanic even before it left on its historic voyage. It's believed that fire inside has been burning for weeks, weakening the metal structure. And even though it was later discovered, the trip was not cancelled as the experts decided this was not going to cause any problems. And the fact that this issue was not solved before departure has led the unsinkable ship to perish in the North Atlantic, killing many aboard. Columbus discovered the Americas. Christopher Columbus was a great Italian explorer who completed 4 voyages across the Atlantic Ocean and remains a prominent historical figure around the world. And in many countries, history students are told that Columbus discovered the Americas. But the fact is that the Americas have been occupied by the natives for at least 20,000 years before these discoveries were made. And by the time Columbus arrived, the Americas were a collection of different nations and many regional empires that were filled with native population. That he, Christopher Columbus himself, noted how kind and giving the natives were in his journal. His expedition were about exploration and conquest that resulted in creating the modern world. But the pre-Columbian era also existed with indigenous people that called the Americas home long before Columbus arrived. Earth is at the center of the universe. Even though the idea that the whole universe revolves around us is great and may make us feel special, this theory is not correct and has been disproved as the discovery of other galaxies led to models of a homogeneous universe with no central point. Greek philosophers developed a geometric model based on astronomical observation, which put the Earth at the center with the Sun, Moon, planets, and other stars revolving around it. And for a long time, this was the popular belief until new discoveries proved otherwise. The universe, in fact, has no center and is ever expanding. And if you want to ask where the center of the universe is, you might get different answers. But the fact that the Earth is 13 billion years old and the observable universe is 15 billion light years in size in every direction we look is enough to prove that we definitely are not the center of attention. Natural selection and survival of the fittest. Charles Darwin theorized the adjustment of genes in order to survive and the survival of organisms that are better suited to the environment. But this theory is incorrect, as many studies show that the average number of offspring produced and the success of an entity in reproducing is far more important than being fit and having traits which increase its reproductive success. Which means that the continuation of a certain gene will highly depend on the reproduction rate of individuals and the number of offspring than any form of fitness, as it won't guarantee reproduction. An animal might be strong and superior, but this cannot be proof of possessing traits to produce more offspring, which is vital in the survival of that gene. There's no gravity in space. Despite gravity holding the moon in orbit around the Earth, many people are under the impression that there is no gravity in space. And even though gravity decreases with distance, it exists everywhere, even keeping our human-made satellites in orbit. Perhaps movies and TV shows are to blame for this widely held belief by only showing astronauts flying and floating being weightless in a zero-gravity space. But the fact that gravity is not so obvious in space is actually a good thing, as objects are orbiting planets from a safe distance and not hitting them. This keeps natural order and helps objects from smashing into planets, in our case literally sustaining life itself. The Big Bang Theory explains the origin of the universe. The Big Bang Theory suggests that the universe began out of nothing, meaning that this theory only explains about the evolution of the universe and not the creation part. But this has been the most widely accepted explanation about how our universe all began. The origin of creation is a widely discussed topic in both scientific and religious circles. Both have different answers for this, and it can be difficult to reconcile both views that have millions of devoted followers. And this widely accepted scientific theory faces intense scrutiny both from religious people and the general public that is not convinced of a theory that only explains events after creation and not before. Even some scientists have become the strongest critics, citing questionable data and biased interpretative framework that they say cannot correctly explain creation. Everest is the tallest mountain. Everyone knows that Mount Everest is the tallest mountain on Earth, and technically it is if we measure above sea level. But if we're talking about sheer height, there is another mountain nearly a mile taller than the Everest. This is a mountain on the island of Hawaii by the name Mauna Kea. Even though it stands at 14,000 feet above sea level, it extends about 19,700 feet below the Pacific Ocean, putting its total height about 33,500 feet, making it the tallest mountain in the world. It is believed that the mountain is an inactive volcano that's 1 million years old. The Everest still stands to be the tallest mountain above sea level, but the giant mountain of Mauna Kea takes the title of the tallest mountain by sheer height. Don't forget to share your ideas down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos that we upload every single day. Check out our channel for more top 10 videos, and thanks for watching.